Let's continue. Doesn't nudity violate religious beliefs? Many naturists are religious people and find no contradiction between their beliefs and nudity. Some Christian naturists worship in the nude. Some naturists feel closer to God when they are nude in nature. Directives against nudity are generally not part of the basic philosophy of a religion. Rather, they are added to the religion out of fear that nudity will lead to indiscriminate sexual activity. Naturism shows this fear is groundless. The Old Testament tells us that God created man and woman in his own image, and they were naked. It is difficult to see how God's image is shameful or obscene. Indeed, the Bible does not condemn nudity itself. This next part deals with first-time questions if one was to be going to a naturist beach for the first time, or a naturist environment. What is the difference between a club and a clothing-optional beach? Clothing-optional beaches are public areas where they have become nude through the use of naturists. Clubs are private grounds which are owned by either individuals or by members. They are private businesses. Will they have to undress right away? No. Naturist understands that you cannot shed years of socialisation as soon as you arrive. Most clubs allow visitors to remain dressed at first. You may feel pressure to undress. The feeling is probably self-induced by the fact that you are only fully dressed person within sight. Funny, isn't it, to be uncomfortable because you are dressed? In most clubs, it is not appropriate to swim in a bathing suit. On naturist beaches, there is no expectation that you need to undress, since they are clothing optional. If you are clothed and appear to be gawking, you may be approached by others. Taking off your clothes helps allay this suspicion. Do I have to be nude all the time? No. Naturists prefer to be nude, but dress when appropriate. Clothes keep us warm in cold weather and protect us when doing dangerous work. We just don't believe that clothes exist to hide our bodies. In private clubs, the rules may vary in when dressing is appropriate. In some clubs, people are nude all the time. In others, you may find people dressed for dinner. I myself, with the YBN, the Young British Naturist Organisation, find that we often dress in the evenings, but considering that it is the UK, it will often get somewhat chilly in the evenings, and so that we would be, dressing anyway. But it varies between person, to person. How do I act when talking to others? It is often difficult for new people to know where to look. To naturists, there is no offence between dressing or nude. Try to act as you normally would. It's okay to look. Out of curiosity, you may initially look longer at those genitals or breasts, just don't stare. In time, you'll be less curious about those areas and concentrate again on the face and eyes. Do I have to join something to visit? Clothing optional beaches are public and thus do not require membership. Most clubs will allow you 2 or 3 visits before you must decide to join them. Members of one club usually allow visit other clubs as many times as you want without joining for an extra daily fee. How do I find a club/beach? There are many sources of information. Most naturist organisations, like the FCN, sells guides which list beaches and clubs. Different locations are often reviewed in the organisation's magazine. There are travel agents who specialise in naturist travel. The internet also has become a large resource for information naturists. I will link to this article which gives a list of Canadian clubs, the Canadian beaches and nudist travel agents, but also in the UK you can search on Google for British Naturism and join there. In America, I believe there is an American Association for Nude Recreation, which can also be found. What if I meet someone I know? They're there too, just as nude as you are. They are probably very comfortable with naturism, since they have probably been there before. They will probably be happy to see you. Just think, you've discovered a mutual interest. Are single people welcome? All clothing optional beaches and most clubs welcome singles. However, many clubs try to maintain a balance between the sexes. Check ahead for the club's policy. Moving on. What should I take with me? The same things you would take when going to a beach, except a bathing suit. A hat, sunscreen, sunglasses, 2 towels, one to sit on, a chair or a mattress, something to read, and something to play with, volleyball, frisbee, etc. When visiting a club, you'll probably need some money. On a clothing optional beach, you may need water and food, since there are not many places to buy anything. Etiquette. Generally, there are some common sense guidelines for behaviour apply in the naturist world as in the clothed world. Be polite and respect the rights of others. When visiting a club, make sure you understand the rules of the specific club. Gawking is impolite. It's okay to look, but always rude to stare, particularly with binoculars or through a camera. For sanitary reasons, sit on a towel when using public seats or benches. Respect the environment. Stay out of dunes or other environmentally sensitive areas. We can lose access to clothing optional beaches and areas by damaging the environment. Help keep the area clean. In clubs, use the trash cans. On clothing optional beaches, bring your own trash bag. Leave the beach cleaner than when you arrive. Get dressed when leaving established nude areas. Naturists are not trying to offend anyone. Follow all parking regulations and other posted rules. Do not engage in overt sexual activity. Respect the property of others. Get the permission of the subject before taking pictures. In club, check out the club rules on photography before bringing out your camera. Respect the privacy of others. Many people come to enjoy nature and don't want to be disturbed. It is good to be friendly, but take your cues from their response and body language. Speak up for standards. If you see people violating the accepted standards, please explain to them clearly and politely just how they are violating the rules and what proper behaviour is. Right, let's start with concerns about being nude. What if I get an erection? This is the most common concern among men. However, we do not know of anyone who actually had an erection on their first visit. I certainly don't. The combination of non-sexual environment and the unfamiliarity of first-time visits serves to minimise the issue. An erection is a natural part of life. Naturists realise this and will not take offence as long as it is not being flaunted. If an erection does occur, a strategically placed towel, a dip in a cool pool, or rolling onto your stomach will take care of it. What do I do if I'm menstruating? Generally, women do the same thing naturist would if they were being clothed well too. Many use a tampon. If they prefer, they wear shorts or bikini bottoms. Menstruation is a normal part of a woman and one which naturists understand. I do not have a good body and I don't want others to see me nude. The concept of a perfect body is a myth. We believe that the stress caused by unrealistic expectations of society is very damaging. Naturists practice body acceptance. When you visit a naturist environment, you'll find all types of bodies, all shapes, sizes, ages, colours, etc., etc. Many of them will with the signs of a full life. Isn't it dangerous to expose myself to so much sun? The removal of skimping bathing suit does little to increase your exposure to the sun, but people exposed to the sun should be careful when they do enjoy outdoors. Some evidence suggests that moderate sun exposure is good for you. The link will be in this article.